said, I need you guys to sit down. So we sat down. I was ready for some good gossip, you know. And she just said, Garth has been shot and he's dead. And I just stared at her. Angie started crying. And I just stared at her, and I was just waiting for her to laugh or to say, I'm joking. There was no way it could be true.
So we started to get our stuff in. Marty said, no, don't get anything out yet. And she said, I need you to come inside. So we made it up around in her apartment. And I hate to say it that way, but the first thing I thought to myself was, you know, Garth didn't want to come. He didn't want to work things out. I mean, that sounds selfish, but that's what someone thinks. And she just told us, just said, Garth's been shot and he's dead. Those words I can remember. And I just remember asking her, is he in heaven? Is he in heaven? Please tell me he's in heaven. Because that's the next best thing. I just wanted his life to mean something, and that's what it means when you can get to heaven.
My mom's heart's broken. She's had a stroke since Garth passed away. He was her little boy.
You're empty. It's, you know, it's just empty. It's a hole and you're empty. I get mad sometimes, like you're missing so much. You know, you should be here, you're missing things. But we don't know we're missing what he's getting to see now. I mean, but he's in a better place. And I mean, I feel that. I feel that about heaven, and I feel that about all things I've learned and feel, and so I have to stop and think about that.
I first saw it in the newspaper. I didn't know it until I opened the newspaper and I saw Garth's picture there. And Garth's picture there looked like a thug. And I thought, oh my God, what has he done? And then I started reading the article, and I then went back and read the article 3 or 4 times because it just blew my mind. I could not believe it. Still cannot believe it.
He mentored so many kids. He was a wrestling coach at Yorktown. He then came to Muncie Central, where he was the assistant wrestling coach for several years. There were over 1,000 people that came to his funeral. We were there for hours. I mean, it was bittersweet. It was wonderful, yet, you know, it was sad and exhausting. And he was not perfect, but he had a huge heart, and he was a great man. He really was. And all he ever wanted to do was help.
There was a bakery lady, he called her mom. And I didn't know until after he was murdered that she called him son, because her son was killed in an accident with a gun. I think about him every single day because we had our system on how invoices were done, and that system is broken.
I came up with the idea to have Garth walk. We meet at Central in the parking lot and would walk. We walk up the Wheeling Bridge, over the Memorial Bridge, around Minnetrista, back in front of Muncie Central, and then end up back where we started. Short walk, but one that my mother could do. And I sent letters to all of the murder victims' families in Delaware County, and personally invited them to come, which I sent 22 letters out, and 17 of the families that we know of came. And we had refreshments, and then we released balloons with notes attached to them to loved ones that have passed, and released them all at the same time. That's my way of fighting back. I'm going to keep his name out there. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep his name alive. And someday somebody's going to come forward and say, I know who did this. I have my family. I have my family of my parents, my sister-in-law, and then I have Garth.
Somebody say memory. I understand the things that we are facing. I know the mourning, the hurt, the sorrow, the pain. But one thing that's keep us smiling is the memory we have.